Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be going through the Melbourne vs Hawthorn game, in which, just looking here at DT Live, Trent Rivers top scored for Melbourne. That's weird. And then Viney gone. Melksham third, fourth highest, then Lever. None of Oliver and Petrarca, or even obviously you have Gorn and Viney, but like Brayshaw was about sixth, Salem as well. Even Lockie Hunter and Ed Langdon, who are the top of the range guys for Melbourne, low scoring. And so yeah, just really weird. And then on Hawthorn side, you had James Sicily low scoring as well. Warple underdone. Even Reeves underdone as well. Yeah, just a really weird game. And then Ward as well, underdone as well by 40 odd points. So just a lot of guys, and Will Day, obviously, he was on track to outscore, but got injured or whatever. I don't know the exact injury, haven't looked at stuff about it. I believe that comes out later today, his injury, and we'll see what happens there. But just a lot of guys underscoring, and a lot of those weird, unique guys that are scoring a lot better than most. So before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see here with what I'm saying, Rivers 108, outdone in average by 32, 22, 36, 18. Didn't really catch this game too much, and yeah, didn't really realise that he had scored 108 in the end. Don't know what role he was necessarily playing. He could have been honestly playing that fourth midfield role, and I didn't realise it, but Rivers playing at his best is really good for Melbourne, as he provides that run and gun off halfback when he is playing in the halfback spot. But they could have switched things up because Track and Oliver were getting held by tags. Then you have Viney 105. He was lifting the midfield from what it seems here. Huge first half of 64, and then 21-20 to round it out is a fair effort. Gorn, just a clean 100, and like everyone has been saying, Gorn really lifts in the second half. A 62-point second after only a 38 first. Got into the ton, but obviously is that third best ruckman, and you kind of hope that he gets the keys next year again to the Melbourne ruck line, as Grundy gets shipped off. If Melbourne make a profit off that, then that's fair for them. But if they don't, then it was just an experiment, having two of the best rucks of the last decade at the club, and then seeing if that could work out, as it doesn't look like it's going to work out, given that Grundy can't really play in the forward line. Melksham 99, and you lose so much if Gorn is played in the forward line. Even though he's dominant, you lose a lot of his dominance around the ground as well. Melksham, Lever, Brayshaw 86, 38, 13, 13, 22, really good effort from him. Lever 95, pretty good effort from him. A lot of just these weird, unique players, as I was saying. 2% here for Lever. Brayshaw 14%, obviously. Salem as well, 1.3%. He did all right. Sparrow 80, and he's 0.7%. Track 75, just didn't get going. 39 in the last quarter to get going. My rocket worked exactly, because they said, can we get him up to 75, and he got up to 75. I thought he was on 71, so must have got a late tackle after the game had finished to get up to 39 in the quarter and 75 overall. But yeah, 75 quite dead. Will probably be a trade out, even though it's against the Swans, just because I think he's struggling a little bit at the moment, and also I want Laird against West Coast, because of what we saw with Treloar against West Coast. Laird could honestly put in an 18-20 tackle game against West Coast and put up 40 odd disposals. McVeigh 75, really good effort from him. He's really come on as a rookie, and in 3 or 4 years I wouldn't be surprised if we see him averaging 95 or 100 as that distributor off the back line, as he has really good foot skills. So they just need to get him the ball more. Hunter, Langdon, May, Oliver 66. Glad that they didn't go for him and went for Treloar, as that was a plus 70 odd. And yeah, Oliver, hopefully he has another bad or two games, because Oliver, priced a little bit lower, is obviously better. Priced now at 114. If we can get him down a little bit lower, what was he? He was averaging 119 beforehand. So if we can get another bad game out of Oliver, like an 80 or a 70, that will get him down to the 110, and sort of only 960 odd K for next year, after what looks like, if he wasn't injured and didn't come back, or was injured and didn't come back, that would be we're saving about 80k or so in these last 2 games if he has a couple more shockers, because saving saving money for next year is going to be crucial. But having Oliver as that M1 fully fit next year could be interesting, unless they play Hawthorn in round 1, as McGuinness is the most professional tagger in the game, actually only losing out by 1 disposal, I think, to Oliver, and just absolutely stopping him in his tracks. Tomlinson, 62, Bowie, 61, Neil Bullen, Van Rooyen, 57, fair effort from him, Smith, and then no one else here really matters. Then we move over to Hawthorn here, and Amon, 49 in the first, 39, 21, just a huge effort from him from what I saw. Again, I think he's off that halfback sort of wing role as well, so it really helps that he just is able to get the ball a lot, get those cheap marks, etc., and playing sort of that really good role. McDonald, 104, he's popped up a couple times this year with these huge scores where he picks up 20 odd disposals and a goal or two. I think he kicked he kicked 2 goals in this game as well, which helped propel him up. But he could be one sneaky one to look at in the forward line next year, but I think he needs that consistency in the midfield for him to be able to get that. But he's looked really good in the second half of this year. Hardwick here, good effort from him, 24 each quarter, so the consistency there is unmatched. I've never seen that, I don't think, in any of the recaps, especially for such a high scorer to go 24 each quarter. It's really, really weird. Morrison, Nash, 91, pretty sure he put a tag on someone, as he usually does, but he not only shut down part of their midfield, but also got this touches himself, so he's a really underrated player. Will Day, as you can see here, 51 in the third. He was on for a massive score. Don't know the injury concern with him as he sat out the last quarter. Obviously there's something there if he did sit out the last, so wouldn't be surprised if that's automatic trade out for those people that have him. Dylan Moore, another one that I think is going to be heavily talked about next year, because we're losing a lot of forwards next year that are midfielders primarily in the actual team. So Fantasy's we're going to have 1 or 2 forwards that are actual forwards, small forwards, and just hope that they can average 80 or so. So it'll be interesting, because obviously I think Track's going to get forward status. I don't think Gawn's going to get forward status, just because Grundy hasn't played since that round 18 really, and Gawn hasn't had enough forward time to, I guess, get above that. So he's not going to be forward. Luke Jackson might be a forward, but Darcy's back, unless Darcy gets traded to Geelong. That could be interesting if Jackson is a solo ruck next year, as there's some potential there. But there isn't really many forwards that I don't see that are midfielders primarily that are going to actually get forward status. I don't think Bont qualifies at all close to that. McRae will probably qualify, and if he's at a new club, that could be a way to go. So it may just be Track, McRae, and 4 rookies could honestly be the scenario that we're in, and then hope that those 4 rookies gain enough value to be able to get to someone else, and then hopefully like Chad Warner or something like that sneaks in for forward status, and then plays a predominantly midfield role, so that you can get that high score there, because forwards are going to be tough next year. I mean, for me specifically, we've had basically 4 guys. If we look at the other forwards as well, if we look at forwards, Butters, Cogs as well was in there for a long time as well. So you've really had, and I'm pretty sure Cogs had it from the start, Butters had it from the start. So you could have honestly started, a lot of people started with these 4 at least, and then some people went with Cogs or someone else. Or some went with 5 in the forward line. You could have done that as well. But there were 6 forwards that were midfielders the whole time. These 6 all lose it next year. So will be interesting who gains it back. But so that's why there's a big, I guess, thing going on with who we're going to choose. And it's going to be interesting when the positions come out, because we'll know by then how the setup sort of runs, as I think we're going to go deep in the midfield and light in the forward line next year. Sicily, 78, 31 in the third, got going, but then 10 on the last really just stopped. Really wish he could get up to that 80 or 90. But happy that I didn't VC or captain him at all because, yeah, just didn't look on today. Especially having to go in the midfield a little bit because Newcomb was out late, I believe. Huswaite, 74. Walker, 71. He just didn't get going. MP, 68. Scrimshaw. Reeves, 66. Just didn't get going against Gorn at all. Kazitsky, Bruce. McGuinness tagged Oliver to the ground and got 13 disposal of his own. And Oliver got 14, so fair effort from him. Granger, Bass. Long, Ward's unders as well again, so don't know what role he's really taking. Gonna have to look at that and ask people about that. Ramsden stuffed up my stuffed up the VC captain of the big boys, and that cost me 16, 17 points or whatever. But I mean, he looked alright, and yeah, that's fine. It's not the end of the world, but yeah, would have liked to have seen him play. I mean, not play, and got the red dot through him. Sarong, and then Blank played as well, and surprisingly, given Blank played, Sicily didn't play the best. But that is pretty much the video there, so I guess I'll see you guys in the last game of the round, which was a Port versus Freo, I believe, and go through that game, and then tomorrow you will see, even though it'll be recorded on the Tuesday night, you will see my team review, I guess, and then also on, I guess, Thursday as well, you'll see trade targets, my predictions, and then Friday will be my last team review, and then you'll have sort of, I guess I got to plan my videos after my game reviews next week, given that the fantasy season will be over, and I don't know what you'll see coming that way, but I've got a week and a bit to plan for that, so we'll wait and see on that one, but there'll certainly be some content coming up as we flip over into new seasons. But that's the video, and I'll see you guys next one. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.